Market has some nice movements today on Friday. We're going to go over some updates, also some new levels on some stocks that I usually don't go over, like as in Wulf, Qubt, Lyft, Open, Hood, Chipotle, and some other ones. We'll also go over some quick reviews of some of the bigger names, like what happened with Tesla today. Also the S&P 500, how it moved on Friday. Also having that decent pull down right around midday, kind of falling pretty fast and then kind of stalled out around power hour and what kind of that means for the market. And also new levels and so much more. So smash the like button, subscribe for new. Hope you guys enjoy the quick video on Friday. Comment those stocks down below that you want in the next video. Probably Sunday, the next video will come out. So just comment those stocks down below you want in that video. It'll probably be longer as well. And let's get straight into it. So first, off the bat, the only play I did today was, besides swings, right? We did some swings. We took some profit off some swings, as in UNH and some other things. You get to see that once you join the Discord. First in the description, make sure you join Discord, monthly, yearly, or lifetime membership. But was Apple. So Apple was the only one that I did this morning. We had some nice targets. As y'all know, I usually scalp every morning that I look out for. That's my consistency. That's what brings in most of the money. So once Apple had this nice run up, Apple had a high identified target above us. We scalped some calls on Apple, and then I got Apple calls right around this range, and then Apple had a little pull down. That's okay. We drew out a support. Apple held that support pretty good, so it gave us time to hold through that play for it to go to fruition, because I had high confidence that it wanted to go up, like I told the team this morning, and then it ran up, and we took our Apple profits right here, as you can see, for over 21% gain of an Apple call. So that was today, October 3rd. You can see the other plays I did as well. October 2nd, I did 9% on Tesla. October 1st, I did 22% on Apple, 17% on MU. Then on the 30th, I did 27 NVIDIA, 8% Tesla, and 7% Google. So those are the plays that I did for this week. I didn't lose any scalps this week. That's why I say it's very critical to join the team, not only to see what I do in the morning to better yourself, but try to build your freedom, build that independence to really understand how the market works, and you start finding plays on your own. You don't have to depend on anybody, right? That's the goal. And then you just trade 20, 30 minutes a day. You have the whole day free. So first in the description, make sure you guys join the team. But yeah, that was the only play we did today. So let's go over some stocks that we can update. Let's go over Wulf. So Wulf right now is still pretty slow. It is above that first resistance area, about 1175, so we can take that away. Bigger resistance around 1350. We can also update support around 1170. So those are your new levels on Wulf. Just moving slowly in here. Not really any like bigger movements. And I would say a bigger target on Wulf would probably be around like $14. So say if I was to buy shares of Wulf like where it is now to see if Wulf can continue in this bullish direction that it's been going. If I was to play it, say if I got shares here, I would look to around $14. That's about 17% gain. And since it's 17% gain, I wouldn't be willing to lose over 5%. So buy shares here. If it broke below like 1150, I would just cut it or hold on to like that $14 range, was like the first target, and then bigger target around $18. I really want to try to buy it once it breaks that 15.15. So that's something that I am watching out for pretty closely. Let's go over some quantums because they are moving pretty good. Qubt broke resistance, held support, bounced off that nice big push to the higher side. I do have a target on Qubt of about 30. That's where I want it to go. Your new resistance level on Qubt is right around 26.40. So we can put that on our chart. Support level, smaller support, will be right around $23.15. So these will be our new areas that we'll be looking out for. Say if I got shares now, understanding it went up a lot. If it came down, broke smaller support, I would just cut it, lose 5%. I look to go to 30, over 22%. That's how I kind of look to play something that's up a lot. And then that gives you the chance to kind of play something over and over again because you're only losing small and you can make it back with just that one good win. So be careful, it is up a lot, but that's the only resistance that I see kind of in our way to reach up to that $30 mark. Let's go to Open. Open touch resistance around 865. Nothing really happened of Open. Support's the same, 755. So yeah, Open really hasn't moved these past like 5 trading days. If you look at the 15-minute chart and you kind of zoom out, it's just not really moving in here, right? So you see, you need some more movement on Open right now. So not too much going on. Let's go over Lyft. Lyft, okay, Lyft is still stalled. Resistance 2255, support 2170. Nothing really has changed on Lyft. You need Lyft to kind of break one of these areas. If you look at Lyft again, like the 15-minute chart, it's just bouncing around in here, right? Resistance bounce comes to support bounce, resistance bounce, support bounce, resistance bounce. It's just going up and down. So it's not really any directional movements right now on Lyft. So we're still looking out for those same areas and levels. Uber, Support is still 94.65. Resistance is still, actually resistance is going to change. New resistance on Uber is 99.40. That would be a new resistance that we're looking out for. And again, on Monday, we're still looking for it to break one of these areas to give us a better direction, because right now we're not moving either. So Lyft and Uber, they're kind of pretty slow right now, not really getting any bigger movements. Okay, let's go over to Hood. Hood is booming. We do have support on Hood right around 140.20. I think the biggest thing on Hood is once we get a red day, then that might be setting up for like a bigger play on Hood for like more calls instead of trying to buy it when it's already up at high. So I do have long-term shares. Long-term shares are up over like 170%. Remember, make sure you guys join the team. You get my long-term swing, scalping, crypto buys as well. All of our cryptos are up 20, 40, 50% gains, some up more. But yeah, so that's Hood. I am watching Hood. I'm also watching MSTR, but it's getting very close to that resistance level. So I'm kind of just waiting for it to break that resistance at 361.90. So we still got some room to go, but it is getting close. I'm looking for some bigger reversal plays on MU that we're going to do in the Discord all live, but I'm kind of just waiting. Okay. Also, the IRS allowed companies to exclude unrealized crypto gains and losses from tax calculations, benefiting its position as the largest corporate Bitcoin holder for MicroStrategy. So that's something decent, but again, it still would have to break that resistance to really start to show that strength. We are going to go over Bitcoin as well. I also want to go over Netflix. A lot of stuff going over Netflix. You see Elon Musk posting, like cancel Netflix, all this stuff on Netflix. They are getting some pull downs. I would say your bigger support on Netflix, that if this broke, I'm actually looking to do some bigger swing puts on Netflix, is right around 1116. So that's like a support area I'm kind of watching out for. And then we're going to have our resistance on Netflix around here. So I am looking for a bigger play on Netflix, more to the downside than up. And I'll probably get those put somewhere in here with a specific date and so much more. But also be mindful, they have earnings coming on October 21st. So I'm hoping this play Netflix can be all the way down here below 1100 before earnings, but we only have probably like 2 weeks until that earnings comes out, and then it comes out the third week. So that's something I'm looking out for Netflix. I want to update Netflix because I don't really go over it that much. Let's go over SOUN. SOUN, still same resistance levels on SOUN. Also, let me know any other quantum stocks you guys want me to go over down below in the comment section, or nuclear stocks as well. But yeah, so not much on SOUN either. We could check BBAI. BBAI did pretty much break that resistance, so our new resistance is going to be around 770. We can mark that on our chart, 770 for BBAI resistance. And if that starts to break, then we could possibly try to look, because the only real target you would have is like 850 and higher. So pretty much how I would like to play stocks like this, if it broke resistance, I look for the target that's 10%, but I wouldn't lose more than what the target is, half. So I wouldn't lose 5% more than what this is, because you always just want to take small losses because it helps you get those gains in and you don't lose your gains. But resistance 770, target 850, BBAI, and then support is right around 670. Those would be the analysts that I kind of see in price predictions on the BBAI for now. Let's go to GameStop. GameStop had a bigger pull down, broke support. So I'm going to say new support on GameStop is right around 2480. We'll put that on our chart. We had our bigger resistance levels that I wanted a reversal play. That's why I didn't want to buy it in here, because you have to understand the difference between what's a play and what's not a play, and what makes a stock a play and what doesn't. So that's why I say make sure you guys join the team. It will benefit you a lot. Price is about to go up monthly, yearly, or lifetime. You can also pay lifetime and yearly, monthly if you want to. Okay, you can break it up, but it's got to build that freedom. Okay, build that independence. That's why I'm trying to make an extra video when I'm traveling. But so those are bigger resistance levels. So now you have a new resistance around 2745 on the GameStop front, since we had this bigger pull down. So watch out for that. And since the GameStop AMC kind of in the same bracket, I'll throw AMC in here as well. Yeah, AMC kind of broke the short-term resistance. I really don't see a new resistance on AMC. All I kind of see now is a support right around like 295. So we'll kind of just leave that on there. Let's go to Chipotle. Chipotle starting to get some strength. Okay, that's a good sign. We do have support right around $39. We have a bigger resistance around 43.60. So in between this support and resistance, I'm really not doing a play just yet. I want to wait to see once it breaks that bigger resistance how it does, and then I'm looking to play some reversals on Chipotle, like shares and call options and so forth. So watch out for Chipotle. It is down a lot comparable to its high. So I think they can recover. They do have drops like these. If you just look at its history, drop like this, they recover. Drop like this, they slowly stall out. They stalled out for like a year at this bottom, but then they had a nice push. Again, they had a drop here, bigger push there. So over the long term, shares wise, I think I could be able to get a decent average back to the 60s. So say if I did just shares alone, just off 43 and held to 60, that's over a 40% gain just off the shares. So looking for some decent gains on Chipotle and option wise. Kava's in that boat as well. It's trying to go up. Its first resistance around 64.40, so we'll kind of watch out for that. Let's go to some of the technology stocks like MU. I need to update. So everything new on MU. We already played MU like I showed y'all. We scalped it for about 17% gain. So other than that, I wouldn't do any swings just yet. We have a support right around 184.25. So we'll put that on our chart for MU, at least for now. And smaller resistance we'll put on our chart is right around 189.90. We'll put a resistance. So basically, if MU comes down and breaks the support on Monday, then we're probably looking for it to go below 180, possible puts, or if it holds the support and comes and break resistance, then I look for MU to go back to all-time highs, because I think we played MU this day to all-time highs. So that's what I was kind of looking out for on the MU front. Let's go over ANET. ANET, something I haven't went over in a while because it's been pretty stalled. Bigger resistance around like 149.30. Support is right around 141.95. And we just kind of been bouncing around. If we just go to the hourly chart, you can see how we just been bouncing around here, no real direction. Usually stocks like these, I kind of just stay away from them. Play stocks that are actually moving and then come back to these when they're kind of like ready per se. If we check oil, all I have is the OXY shares. Oil is not really doing much. If you check Chevron, XOMs, kind of slow movers are not really doing much. Also like Visa and MasterCard might lead to some potential reversals. I think the bigger resistance level on Visa is around 355.80. Once it breaks that, I might be doing a decent play on Visa, so you can watch out for that. They also have earnings coming back up in October 28th, so we're about to get back to earnings season, so watch out for that. Around 11 minutes, man, there's a lot of stocks I can go over. So Tesla had a bigger drop today. We'll update levels on Tesla on Sunday, but we did have a bigger drop after deliveries, breaking supports. It actually closed right around that support area, 429.80s. Or we'll see if it closes around that support area. But if it does, then that support area is still going to be intact. But we're going to have new analysts on Tesla for Sunday to update what might be the next play on Tesla. And then you have the Apple still showing strength, which is good. Amazon's having bigger pull downs. Microsoft is stalled, not really doing much. There's really nothing to do on Microsoft right now. Meta's having big pull downs. Meta puts look like they might be ready. I'll probably be buying those on Monday. And yeah, Bitcoin's pushing up nicely. I'll update Bitcoin on Sunday. We got some Bitcoin plays working. But yeah, extra videos. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you do. Thank you guys for watching. Always remember, no recommendation about it. So anything, just for educational purposes only. So do not trade anything you see or hear in the video. Catch you guys on the next one.